Please help support the channel by visiting our Amazon store, affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo, this is the Mundane Matt channel, and you guys know that I've been doing YouTube as my full-time job for almost 3 years now. In March, it will be 3 years. Like around the tail end of March, it will be 3 years, and that's insane. That's insane that this is my job. It bought me a house. I have a baby on the way that I never thought any of this would be possible a couple years ago, but my life has changed because of this platform, because of you, the audience, and you have no idea how eternally grateful I am as a result of that. But that being said, it's not all sunshine, rainbows, and BJs here. What we're talking about is the mass problem that YouTubers have been having with the platform ever since the adpocalypse. And I just want to say, okay, that the felonious reporting of the Wall Street Journal has screwed over so many people. Anyone who does this as a job, does this as a hobby. I myself have posted over 4,000 videos over the span of nearly 6 years. And if I were to drop a video with a hard R, N-word hard R in the title, it wouldn't be monetized, especially monetized with a McDonald's, Toyota, and Starbucks ad, as the Wall Street Journal reported, unless there is some fluke I don't know about. That is something that would never have happened. But that, of course, is what kicked off the adpocalypse, and the adpocalypse has been screwing over a lot of people. But not just the adpocalypse. It's one part of a much larger issue, and that has a lot to do with the fact that YouTube now, from what it seems to be doing, is attacking conservative sites, attacking some conservative outlets on YouTube, and basically, you know, like really hitting them hard with copyright strikes, community guideline strikes, and so on and so forth. And that's actually what leads me to the story here, that Prager University is suing YouTube and Google over alleged censorship of conservatives. And the thing is, I like PragerU. I do. I watch a lot of their videos. I like their kind of content. I am not in line with every bit of their political background. Same reason I'm not in line with much of what Breitbart has to say, but I'm here on Breitbart because F the Wall Street Journal, as you guys will find out here in a moment. And this is something that definitely is going to apply to me as well, because this is how I earn my living. This is my job. This is my career. You know, I was allowed to buy a home off of this. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, I hold it dear to my heart that I do this job. And I want to make sure that I can continue to do it, and everyone else who wants to do it can continue to do it. So these kind of lawsuits are interesting because I think they're vital to trying to right the wrongs caused by the overreaction, knee-jerk reaction to the Wall Street Journal. So it says here that PragerU, the conservative digital media organization from Dennis Prager, is suing YouTube and its parent company Google over alleged censorship of their videos. Which, yeah, they've been hit pretty damn hard. According to the Wall Street Journal, the lawsuit, which was filed on Monday, says YouTube's more than 30 million visitors a day make the site so elemental to free speech in the digital age that it should be treated as a public forum. Allow me to quickly combat that. It is essentially a public forum. They do, yes, restrict some people. Prager has been hit pretty hard, so I see what they're saying there. But for the most part, it's a public forum. It's still a privately held company, so on and so forth. The suit argues that the site must use the laws governing free speech, not its own discretion, to make decisions about what to censor. Saying that PragerU alleges that by limiting access to some of the videos without clear criteria, YouTube is infringing on PragerU's First Amendment rights. Now, again, this is the big problem of YouTube. This is what you guys got to realize here, is that we are screwed when it comes to knowing what to do and what not to do. YouTube doesn't have a list of guidelines of what's acceptable or what's not acceptable. They don't. We've asked repeatedly and gotten just nothing back. They say, oh, refer to our terms of service, to our guidelines. You can't monetize controversial topics. What is considered controversial? Please tell me that. I would like to know. Please, thank you very much. This is what they do. This is the problem with it. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people out there are just having issues with this, because they're not clear. However, in YouTube's defense, because I just feel like I have to give the other side here, imagine YouTube is an iceberg. And it's a Titanic destroying iceberg, essentially. And this thing, any movement it makes will take a little bit of time to adjust course. So it's always going to take time to kind of move the entire iceberg. It's also moving at a very slow rate. This isn't like an iceberg on, on the Autobahn or anything else like this. It's not on a hoverboard doing 85 and making jumps and stuff. It takes time for these changes to implement and impact everybody. The downside to it is, though, is that a lot of conservative commentators at this point feel that they have been personally targeted. PragerU, I do believe, is more libertarian than conservative, But at the same time, you've also got people like Paul Joseph Watson, who has now cracked over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And he posts a lot of felonious stuff as it is. He works for Alex Jones, 3 million subscribers on YouTube, who completely has to, who twice this year, just for an example, has had to apologize for literal fake news that he made up on the fly, trying to get people to believe his BS. All right, you got people like Steven Crowder, who is a comedian, conservative comedian, who I don't think is very funny. But, you know, he's got almost 1 million subscribers this year. And last year you had like 200-some thousand at the beginning. So like conservative commentators on this platform have skyrocketed. And it's because a lot of it is because of the election. And yes, Google is based out of Silicon Valley, and there appears to be some kind of aiming at conservatives, but I'm more liberal than I'm conservative. And I get hit with a lot of the same stuff, at least from the demonetization side of things. So that's kind of why this whole situation, I think, is a bit more nuanced than what we might get coming out of this Breitbart article. But it goes on to say, YouTube has repeatedly censored PragerU on their platform, labeling political videos as restricted adult content, and even removing a video of a Muslim man describing how he was raised to be anti-Semitic, branding the video as hate speech. This is a problem when it comes to anything involving Islam on YouTube. It is very hard to have a rational discussion criticizing Islam. It is a no-go zone for a number of reasons right now, and a lot of people out there don't want to touch it. And I think a lot of it has to do also with events leading up to the apocalypse, where ISIS posts videos on YouTube and they just don't want any of that kind of content out there, which is unfortunate because a man criticizing Islam by discussing how he was raised to be anti-Semitic is definitely a talking point. There's something there that, you know, it's true. Muslims and Jews don't get along. You know, they just don't. It's not a new thing. It goes back a couple thousand years, right? So it's why they're trying to move away from that is interesting. And it's also very telling of where we are currently in our own society. But it says here that after being criticized for their censorship of PragerU videos, YouTube blamed community flagging. All right, so that is another issue that does need to be looked at here too, is the community, right? The anonymous people who watch videos. I don't know how many people are going to see this, 10,000, 100,000, whatever. I don't know who they are. You could be anyone. You could be watching this at home on your computer, on your laptop, in the bathroom, on the bus, on the plane, wherever. It doesn't matter. The point is, the community out there, those anonymous people, can flag videos. And that is a problem. YouTube really dropped the ball with their Heroes program, so we have no idea what's going on with that anymore. And it's definitely an issue when it comes to this kind of thing. Blaming it on community flagging is probably more accurate than not, but it just depends on how many of those flaggers that they actually listen to above the content creator themselves, who really, in this case, didn't do anything wrong. Now, as previously reported, PragerU, which is short for Prager University, produces short, concise, graphic-based videos for young people, which are broadly based on Judeo-Christian values and conservatism, but features videos from the likes of feminist academic Christina Hoff Sommers, human rights activist Ayaan Hirsi Ali, and Talib Starks, the author of Black Lives Matter. And even Adam Carolla has popped up from time to time because him and Dennis Prager are pretty good friends. So it's an interesting situation with Prager University. Prager University doesn't have a lot of love anywhere on the internet, like from any particular group as far as I can tell. And they always tend to be scoffed and mocked, no matter which politically leaning board you post their videos to. I've seen it posted on 4chan and the poll board, and people sit there and they call it, leftist cuck media. I've seen it posted to my very liberal friend on Facebook, and he's like, oh, this hardcore, neoconservative, like Prager University. It's like people just have these ideas for what it is. All right. But the idea, okay, so if they're suing YouTube over First Amendment issues, this could be a good thing, because this ultimately would force YouTube as a company to reassess their flagging program, which is bad. It's never been good. All right. Like, putting it in the hands of the community is never a good sign, because especially when you deal with controversial or hot topic issues, people get mad when you say things they don't like. Trust me, I know. And as a result of that, people then rule with emotion rather than logic and objectivity, and which is what should be approached when you're trying to assess a video to see whether or not it's in violation of any kind of community guidelines. Now, if these Prager videos were going out there and doxing people, totally would be on board with getting rid of him, right? Totally be on board. Because anyone out there who supports doxing Candace Owens from Social Autopsy can seriously go sit on a freaking egg and just stay there, right? I'm curbing my language a little bit because I have to in order for this video to be monetized. Again, it's a problem with YouTube, but at the same time, this is the game we all must play. Prager is playing an interesting one, and one that I'm interested to see where it goes, because its impact will affect all of us. Like I said, YouTube is an iceberg. If something makes it move, we're all going to feel it. It's just going to take a lot longer because of how slow, well, it actually moves. Hey guys, that wraps up this video. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do so below. I love to read your guys' input. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel, there's the Amazon affiliate store, there's PayPal, there's Patreon, there's Bitcoin. And if you're bored and you want something else to watch, check out 3 Buck Theater up here. My name is Matt Jarbo. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out.